guys, once again it's Ed Ebenezer from Semantic Tutors. I hope you've been following, and I hope you've been doing a lot of hands-on on your own, because there are so many things you would learn by practicing on your own. Alright, hope you watched our last tutorial. If you did not, check the link below. I'm going to be putting the tutorial to the last one. If not, you might not be able to understand this one. Alright, now remember we worked with nested if in our very last tutorial. That's this nested if, an if statement in an if statement, another if statement. And then I told you guys that in our next tutorial we're going to be looking at the nested if statement with their else statement. Okay, so remember I said that when a condition is not met here, all right, is the else statement. Any other condition, say as long as number 1 is not greater than 5, meaning that any other thing from number 1 less than 5, probably number 1 is 4, number 1 is 3, number 1 is 2, number 1 is 1, all right, that this else statement is what will kick in. But now in a case where we have multiple if statements, not just multiple if statement but nested if statements, okay, so in that case the else statement, if not clearly defined, you might not understand how it works. So this tutorial is about you understanding how the nested if statement and the else statement works. All right, so let's start from the very outer one, the outer if statement, and work our way into the inner if statement. All right, so the first one says if number 1 is greater than 3. all right, so if number 1 is greater than 3, okay, is to move to another if statement. But if it is not, I want it to system.out.print. I want it to display that number 1 is not greater than 3. all right, so let me make this 2 so that we see that it works. Okay, number 1 is not greater than 3. Why? Because this if statement, this is its else statement. All right, so do not forget your close and opening brace. Keep a close tab on them. This is the opening brace, this is the closing brace. So immediately after the closing brace of an if statement is the else statement. Okay, so we work our way into the other one. So if this condition is true, all right, let's make the condition true. If number 3 is greater than 4, of course it is. All right, so we're moving. Now the next statement is if number 1 is greater than 4. all right, now number 1 is not greater than 4 because number 1 itself is 4. all right, so I'll change this comment into number 1 is not greater. all right, it's not greater, it's only equals to. So what happens if it is not greater than 4? I would display here, say system.out.println number 1 is greater than 3 but not greater than 4. all right, so let's run this one more time. Here you go, number 1 is greater than 3 but not greater than 4, which is what? This. Okay, so this else statement belongs, I told you your opening and closing brace. all right, this is the opening brace for this is the closing brace. So immediately after that, any else statement after that is the else statement of that particular if statement. all right, so we're moving to the last one. So just the same way as this one is the way this one is. all right, so number 4 variable value is 4, so it is greater than 3. It's not greater than 4. all right, so if I make it greater than 4, now let's say I make it 6 or I make it 5. all right, now it now says if number 1 greater than 5, print yes, number 1 is greater than them all, because yes, it is greater than 3, 4, and then greater than 5. But what if it is not greater than 5? Because it holds the value of 5. Now it should be that number 1 5 is not greater than 5. So what does it do? We now say system.out.print dot print line number 1 is greater than 3 and 4 but less than 5. Alright, so we run it. There you go. Number 1 is greater than 3 and 4 but what? But less than 5. Alright, so that is how the nested if and their else statement works. I hope this was inciting. So before I go, let me just say it again. If this condition is true and this condition is true and this condition is true, then this statement or this block of code will be executed. Alright, so let's check that. Let's make number 5, let's make number 1 10. Alright, so we run as Java application. Yes, you see number 1 is greater than them all, which is what? This one. But if this condition is wrong, its else statement block, which is this, will be kicked off. Alright, will be executed from the opening brace to the closing brace. Alright, you see the closing brace of this? Okay, and if this condition is true and it comes into this block of code now, it has to confirm that this condition is also true. If it is true, it moves into its own block of code, which is this. But say it is not true, then it moves to its own else statement. But if this condition is true, it moves into this block. Alright, and then this condition is true, then this is what? Executed. But if this is true, alright, and this condition is false, then this else statement is what? Executed. This block of code, alright, is executed. So guys, thank you very much for watching. Our next tutorial will be out very soon. Just stay tuned and keep watching, keep learning, and don't forget I said keep practicing, because practice makes perfect. Alright, I'm signing out. This is Ade Ebenezer from Semani Enterprise Tutors one more time. Do have a lovely day.